welcome to our daily podcast show where we provide you football predictions and safe market options, as well as insights about these sporting events for today that will help you make better informed decisions as you go about doing what you do today. It is the weekend, how was your Valentine? How did it go, guys? How was it? How was the celebration of love? You know, awesome one there. Hope you guys had fun. So back to business this weekend. We have a lot of sporting events that we will be covering. The first time I'm coming across the channel, you're a sports betting fan, football prediction fan. You're looking for how to increase your chances of winning significantly. Then this channel is the right place for you to do that. You can find information that will help you do that, basically. So make sure to watch this video till the very end because it will contain information, that will help you, as I said, do that and beat the odds in the long run. So welcome back. My name is Huka, yours truly. I will be your host on this daily podcast show where we bring you, information that will help you make better informed decisions as you go about making your picks in sport betting today. So if the safe market options we provide do not appeal to you, you can't just use the information you find here to help you, make better informed decisions as you go around up and around, doing what you do, making picks today, basically. So ensure to get the information. I'm sure most of the sporting events you're looking for would have been covered here, so that should help you do better today, especially on weekends when we have a lot of sporting events like that. So we have 51 of them today. So let's get right into it without wasting much time. The first sporting event is the game between Leicester City and Arsenal. And here's some information about that sporting event for those looking to back that today.
For a depleted Arsenal team at the King Power, defending could be the most effective strategy, particularly considering Leicester's poor home performance recently. The Foxes may have dazzled at Old Trafford, but even a Gunners team with only 3 healthy forwards will present a different challenge to a below-par Man United, and we still anticipate Arteta's squad to debut back on British soil with a solid victory.
All right, so given the report that we have there, we'll be giving Leicester City 3 goals, going into that sporting event and expect them to maintain that advantage, given Arsenal's, injuries and decimated attacking force in that sporting event, and that's priced at another 1.31, and that's what we're going with in this sporting event today. The next sporting event is between Aston Villa and Ipswich Town, and here's some information about that sporting event before we tell you what the safe market option we chose is.
Ipswich could have a sparkle in their eyes if they face a weakened Villa defense, but the home team should compensate for any defensive flaws with ferocity in their offense. Considering the Lions' impressive recent performance at their West Midlands ground, Emery's team is expected to return to victory in the Premier League without much difficulty.
All right, so given the report that we have there, we think that the home team to win either of the halves is a safe way to play that one at another 1.23 in that sporting event. The next sporting event is between Manchester City and Newcastle, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
It's best to not dwell on Newcastle's away performance versus Man City, yet the Magpies have reasons to feel hopeful for Saturday's match, which could be one of their strongest opportunities in recent seasons to defeat a mentally and physically vulnerable Citizens team. Both squads are likely to score in this match, especially the home team, which has scored in each of their last 32 Premier League encounters against Newcastle. However, we believe that Guardiola's side may find it challenging to assert themselves in the game against a composed and organized Magpies team, suggesting a score draw is possible.
All right, so given the report that we have there, we think that over 2 goals to be scored here will be the safe way to play this one at another 1.15 in that sporting event. The next sporting event we're tracking is the game between Southampton and Bournemouth, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
Southampton will be confident about scoring, as they have netted in their last 4 Premier League games. However, it's hard to see this Saints team overcoming Irela's efficient Bournemouth unit and achieving consecutive PL victories for the first time since February 2022. Though several players are injured, The Cherries possess enough strength to create numerous challenges for Southampton's vulnerable defense, making them strong contenders to secure all 3 points at St. Mary's.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that the away draw no bet will be the safe way to play this one at an order of 1.21 in that sporting event. So that means if it's a draw, you get your stakes back, get a refund. But if the away team wins, you win. But if they lose, you see what happens there, right? Next sporting event is between West Ham and Brentford, and here's some information about that sporting event for those looking to back that today.
What Brentford has missed at home, they have compensated for away in recent weeks, and any team coming to the London Stadium can be certain that West Ham will present chances to their opponents. Nevertheless, Frank's team is likely to miss out on clinching 3 Premier League victories away from home for the first time, as a West Ham strengthened by Bowen remains formidable in attack and provided Chelsea with a tough challenge 2 Mondays ago.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that over 1.5 goals should be scored here. It's a safe way to play this at an order of 1.19 in that sporting event. The next is the game between Crystal Palace and Everton, and here's information report about that sporting event for your use today.
Despite losses to Villa and Bournemouth, Everton could have potentially earned points, and they performed exceptionally well against Liverpool, demonstrating the remarkable work Moyes has accomplished with limited resources since his return to the club. This is typically an undesirable encounter for Palace, having only 2 victories in 23, yet their recent performance has been strong, making this a potentially tight and interesting competition between 2 teams nearly guaranteed to remain safe.
Alright, so given that information that we have there, we think that, the away team to go into that sporting event, that's Everton, with a 2-goal advantage, and maintaining that advantage handicap until the end of 90 minutes, will be the safe way to play this at another 1.34 in that sporting event. Given how they performed against Liverpool the last time, we think that Everton should be able to do that today in that sporting event. Next is the game between Cardiff and Bristol City, and here's some information about that sporting event for those who are looking to back it today.
Cardiff might have suffered consecutive league defeats away, but importantly, they will benefit from home advantage in Saturday's derby match. Having triumphed in their previous 2 home games, we believe the host will secure all 3 points against Bristol City, particularly since they have won 3 out of their last 4 encounters.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that the away team to win to nil will be a safe way to play this at an order of 1.23 in that sporting event. Next is the game between Preston North End and Burnley, and here's information about that sporting event for those who will be looking to back that today.
Following their hard-fought victory at Norwich on Tuesday, Preston encounters one of the toughest challenges in the Championship when Burnley visits Lancashire this weekend. The Clarets are expected to be strong defensively once more, indicating that a single goal will determine whether the visitors earn 1 point or 3.
Alright, so given that information that we just have, gotten there, we think that the home team will not be able to score more than 1 goal at least in that sporting event, which is to say an under 1.5 goals for the home team is priced at 1.22 in that sporting event, and we think that that's a safe way to play this sporting event if you're going to go with that. Next sporting event is between Hull City and Norwich, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
In contrast to October's statement victory for Norwich, Saturday's clash appears unlikely to be an exciting, high-scoring encounter, and it could be a single moment of brilliance that distinguishes the 2 former Premier League teams. Given that top scorer Sainz and Josh Sargent are combining well in the final third, the Canaries have our backing to deliver the spark of creativity needed to enhance their playoff prospects at the cost of the host survivor ambitions.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that the home team to win to nil will be the safe way to play this at an order of 1.21. So we home win to nil, no, rather that's what that option is. Okay, so we don't expect the home team to win to nil in this sporting event today at another 1.21 in our one. Next sporting events between Luton Town and Sheffield United, and here's information as always about that sporting event if you're looking to back it today.
After a disappointing trip to Sunderland on Wednesday night, Luton confront another challenging task with Premier League bound Sheffield United visiting Bedfordshire this weekend. Bloomfield has not managed to restore the Hatters' chances of survival yet, as the Blades are expected to capitalise on their faltering opponents at Kenilworth Road.
All right, so given that information that we have there about that sporting event, we think that the away team to win or draw will be the safe way to play this at another of 1.33 in that sporting event. The next sporting event is between Celtic and Dundee United, and here's information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
Celtic might change their lineup before the Champions League second leg, but given their talent-rich squad, we still anticipate a comfortable win against Dundee UTD.
All right, so you have that report right there, right? So the safe way we think it is safe to say, that Celtic should be able to win the sporting event today, and that's priced at another of 1.19 in that sporting event. Next is the sporting event between Kilmarnock and St Johnstone, and here's some information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
Kilmarnock has encountered difficulties this season, yet their solid home record, having lost just 3 of their 12 home matches, makes us think they will achieve a win here.
All right, so given that report that we have there, we think that the home team to win or draw will be the safe way to play this at another 1.24 in that sporting event. The next sporting event is between Motherwell and Ross County, and here's information about that sporting event for those looking to back that today.
Although Motherwell have faced difficulties lately, they have performed well at home, securing 18 of their 31 points at Fir Park, which makes us think the host will claim victory here.
All right, so given that report that we have there, we think that the home team to score will be the safe way to play this at another 1.26. So we expect the home team just to score in that one, and we think it's very, very possible and safe. That's where we're going with that one in the sporting event. Next is the game between Leganes and Alaves from the Spanish La Liga, and here's information about that sporting event for your use today.
All indications suggest yet another low-scoring stalemate between these teams. Both coaches will be eager to prevent a loss in this crucial relegation match, and we are predicting a scoreless draw at Estadio Municipal de Butac.
All right, so given that report that we have there, we think that under 3.5 goals will be the safe way to go with this sporting event. We don't expect to see 4 goals in that sporting event today. Given that this is a relegation scrap, we think that they're going to be cautious, and we expect to see that low-scoring turnout draw here in that sporting event. But just to be on the safe side of going under 3.5 goals to be scored at 1.15. Next sporting event is between Osasuna and Real Madrid, and here's some information about that sporting event for you today.
Osasuna's home performance this season deserves acknowledgement, and Real Madrid has not been at their peak away from home, thus, it wouldn't be surprising to see the points split on Saturday night. That being said, Los Blancos understand the significance of securing a victory due to the pressure from the teams trailing them, and we are supporting the champions to find their way to success in this match.
All right, so given that report that we have there, we think that the away team draw no bet will be the safe way to play this at another 1.23 in that sporting event. You already know what that means, right, by now. So what that means is if that sporting event turns out to be ends in a draw, you get your refund, get your stakes back basically in that one. Next sporting event is between Atletico Madrid and Celta Vigo, and here's some information about this sport event today.
Celta is a formidable team, and the guests can undoubtedly turn this into a challenging game for Atletico. Nevertheless, we are struggling to foresee anything apart from a standard home victory for the title contending host.
So given the report that we have there, we think that, Atletico should be able to win, but to play it on the safe side, we just go with either of these teams to win at the end of 90 minutes at another 1.20 in that sporting event. Next is the game between Villarreal and Valencia, and here's some information for those looking to back that event today, basically.
Valencia has shown strong form lately, but their away difficulties raise concerns, making it quite challenging to support their chances for a favorable outcome in this match. Nonetheless, the scoreline should be quite similar, with Villarreal possibly edging it just slightly.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that the home team draw no bet will be the safe way to play this at another 1.23 in that sporting event. Moving on, next sporting events between Atlanta and Cagliari. We have gone into Italy now, and here's some information about these sporting events, for those looking to back that today.
Atlanta 15 and Cagliari 13 have accumulated the highest points from trailing positions in Serie A this season, thus a single goal won't determine this match. In the last 19 league encounters between the teams, there have been no draws, and this pattern will persist with another victory for the Nerazzurri.
So given that report that we've just heard, we think that the home or away will be a safe way to play this at another 1.18, given that no draw has occurred between these two teams in a long while. So we think that trend is going to continue today, even when we go with our safe market option. Although we expect Atlanta to be able to do justice to that sporting event today. Next sporting event is between Lazio and Napoli, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
Anticipate a late turn of events, as these squads have accumulated the highest points from goals netted after the 75th minute this season. As the new bogey team for their visitors, Lazio could achieve 3 victories in a row, putting an end to Napoli's 9-match unbeaten run and undermining Antonio Conte's championship aspirations.
All right, so given the report that we have there, we think that the home win or draw at halftime will be the safe way to play this, at an odd of 1.31. So we expect Lazio to win or draw in the first half, 45 minutes basically, and then whatever happens from there off will be outside of the market in our sporting event, and that's how we intend to play this one safe today. Hopefully that goes in our favor, right? Next sporting event is between Milan and Verona, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
Despite Verona having earned more points away than at home, their San Siro jinx is expected to persist. Even with a management change, Milan remains inconsistent. However, they are seldom defeated at home by Serie A teams struggling.
All right, so given that report that we have there, we think that the home team to win either of the halves will be the safe way to play this at an odd of 1.20 in that sporting event. Now, moving on, next sporting event we're tracking is the game between FC St. Pauli and Freiburg. This is from Germany now, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
Despite Freiburg breaking a 7-game winless streak on the road with 5 losses through a recent 1-0 victory at struggling Bochum, St. Pauli approaches game week 22's match with a 2-game unbeaten run at home and a psychological advantage over the Breisgau Brazilians. Consequently, the hosts in 14th place ought to maintain their strong Bundesliga streak against Saturday's opponents by achieving a narrow victory.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that the away team winning 2-0 will not be the case in the sporting event, and that's priced at 1.20 odd in that sporting event. Moving forward, the next sporting event is between Stuttgart and Wolfsburg, and here's some information about that sporting event as always for your use basically.
Stuttgart aims to exploit Wolfsburg's weak defense, making it hard to envision the visitors preventing their host from scoring. The Wolves have faced difficulties in securing victories lately, and while Die Roten are experiencing inconsistent performance, they should be viewed as favorites due to their solid home performance.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that the home team to win or draw will be the safe way to play this at another 1.24 in that sporting event. Moving on, next sporting event is between Union Berlin and Borussia Mönchengladbach, and here's some information before we tell you what the safe market option is.
Union's performance has notably enhanced in recent games, and they will be assured they can achieve another favorable outcome. Moreover, Borussia Mönchengladbach have occasionally relied on fortune in defense this season, and they might face difficulties this weekend.
Alright, so it is safe to say that the home team should be able to score today in this sporting event, and that's what we're going with in this sporting event at another 1.23 in that one. Basically, next is the game between Bochum and Dortmund, and here's information about this amazing, entertaining sporting event today.
Bochum will find motivation in Dortmund's poor away form this season, but they have faced difficulty scoring goals in the Bundesliga. It wouldn't be unexpected if the home team scored, but it's difficult to envision them escaping a loss on Saturday unless they significantly enhance their performance at both ends of the field.
Alright, so given that report there, we expect Dortmund to win or draw here at another 1.20, even though we know that Dortmund does have their moments, but we still feel like they should be able to, find a way out of this one today by any means, at least get a point at most, in that sporting event. Next is the game between Leverkusen and Bayern Munich, and here's some information about that sporting event for those looking to back that today.
Leverkusen must realistically secure a victory to remain in contention for the title, and they could create openings in their defense while advancing to find a winner. Nonetheless, although Bayern is expected to find the net once more, the home side will believe they can take advantage of their away team's shaky defense and keep their faint aspirations of holding on to their Bundesliga title alive.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that the home team, to go in with 2 goals advantage and maintain that 2-goal advantage handicap at the end of 90 minutes is a safe way to play this. So we expect Leverkusen to be able to do that today against Bayern Munich, and that's priced at another 1.23 in that sporting event. So before I go for that, guys, I'd like to ask you guys to please take 1 second to hit the like button and one more second to hit the subscribe button if first time coming across the channel and you find content like this valuable. This is what we do every single day for you guys. Don't forget to also hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified when we post something of value, and so you don't miss out on important updates as they come on the channel. So moving on, next sporting event takes us to France, where we have the game between Marseille and Saint Etienne, and here's information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
Marseille will be strong contenders, and with the opportunity to secure consecutive home victories for the first time this season, as well as 5 straight wins against Saint Etienne for the first time ever, the home team has significant motivation to perform well in this match. Few will afford ASSC an opportunity here given Marseille's formidable offense and Les Verts' defensive weaknesses, and the visitors might be more concentrated on their home match against Angers next weekend.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that it is safe to say that Marseille should be able to win the sporting event today at another 1.29, and that's what we are going with. That's what you should also be going with if you are looking at backing that event today. Next sporting events between Toulouse and PSG. Okay, guys, so this is actually interesting because I'm actually putting on that solitary, yeah, I'm supporting PSG today. So here's some information about that sporting event for your use today, basically.
PSG are dominating Ligue 1, with no team having bested them since Toulouse achieved it in May, but this poses a significant challenge for a club struggling with form. Following a significant victory against Brest on Tuesday, PSG manager Enrique can place greater emphasis on this match to prolong their unbeaten streak and possibly widen their lead at the top.
Alright, so given that report there, we think that the away draw no bet will be the safe way to play this at another 1.21 in a sporting event. I do expect PSG to be able to win today, but just to be on the safe side for you guys, we're going with a home draw no bet, away draw no bet, sorry, in that sporting event. If you wish to take a bigger risk about that, you could just go with PSG winning today. I think that's going to be a possibility. Next sporting events between PSV Eindhoven and Utrecht from Netherlands, and here's information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
Although PSV has not performed optimally recently and will be focusing on their important Champions League match next week, their home form remains impressive, and we believe they can grab a vital 3 points in this game.
Alright, so given that report there, we think that PSV should be able to win. It's safe to say that they can win, grab that important 3 points, as the report says, at another 3 points, at another 1.37 in that sporting event. Next sporting events between NAC Breda and Feyenoord, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
NAC Breda had a strong start to the season, but they have been conceding goals in large numbers recently. We believe that the visitors, even though they haven't been at their best lately, will manage to earn the points in this match.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that an away win or draw, will be the safe way to play this at another 1.20 in that sporting event, and that's exactly what we're going with from our end. Also, next sporting events between William 2 and Groningen, and here's information about that sporting events for your use today.
Though Groningen secured a vital victory last week, their away performance this season has been quite disappointing, remaining winless in their last 10 away games and accumulating only 5 points from 11 matches so far. William II, conversely, will approach this game with assurance after earning a point away against PSV last week, and we believe they can capitalize on that outcome with a win at home this weekend.
So given that report that we've just heard about that sporting event, it is safe to say that the away team should not win 2-0 in the sporting event today, and that's priced at 1.20 in that sporting event. Next is the game between Moreirense and Casapea, and this is from Portugal, and here's information for your use today.
Moreirense have had difficulties in offense, not scoring in 5 of their most recent 9 matches in all competitions, which may hinder their chances of earning anything from this game. Although the host might aim to remain solid and secure a result, their vulnerable defense could be exploited by Casapea's attacking strength, leading to an away victory being the probable result.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that the away team going into that sporting event, that's Casapea, with 2 goals advantage handicap, and maintaining that advantage until the end of 90 minutes at another 1.18 is the safe way to play this sporting event today. Alright guys, so next sporting event is between Nacional de Madeira and Estoril Praia. Okay, and here's information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
Although both teams enter this matchup with confidence from their recent wins, Estoril is expected to triumph due to their impressive streak of 5 straight victories.
All right, so given that report that we have there, we think that the away team going into that sporting event with 2 goal advantage, and maintaining that 2 goal lead up to the end of 90 minutes, that's a handicap option, should be the safe way to play this at an odd of 1.20, and that's exactly what we're, backing from our end. Also, next sporting event between Santa Clara and Benfica, and here's some, information about that sporting event today.
Both teams enter this clash filled with assurance following recent wins, yet the visiting team has the advantage in momentum, having established a longer streak of victories. Santa Clara's impressive home performance positions them as a tough rival, but Benfica's superiority in this matchup indicates they are likely to prevail once more in what is expected to be a high-scoring clash.
Okay, so this happens to be a very entertaining sporting event from what we've just seen from the report. So we expect 2 goals to be scored here safely, and see what happens in that one at an odd of 1.44, which is quite valuable if you ask me, for just 2 goals in this kind of entertaining event. I think it's good to go. Next sporting events between Sporting and Aruca, and here's information about the sporting event today.
Although both teams are experiencing solid league performance, Sporting is anticipated to secure a win this weekend, considering their impressive home record this season and their superiority in this matchup.
All right, so given the report that we have there, it is safe to say that Sporting should be able to win Aroca today, and that's priced at another 1.27 in that sporting event, and that's exactly what we're backing today. Next sporting event is between Cambridge United and Exeter City, and this is from League One in England, and here's information about that sporting event for your use today.
Cambridge might sit at the bottom of the table, yet they will feel the chance to secure a win this weekend since their opponents are in very bad shape. With that in mind, Exeter will probably find the net, given that the U's haven't maintained a clean sheet since November, yet Monk's team should still secure all 3 points on Saturday.
All right, so given that report that we have there, it's safe to see that the home team should win or draw at another 1.29 in that sporting event, and that's exactly what we're going to place our bets, if you ask us about that sporting event today. Next sporting event between Barnsley and Huddersfield, and here's information, to keep you informed about this sporting event today.
Saturday's match is set to be vital for two teams eager to revive their promotion aspirations at Okwah. It's arguably the visitors who possess the greater ability to emerge from their slump, whereas Barnsley has not demonstrated their superiority at Okwah this season, leading us to support Michael Duff in triumphing over his former team as a consequence.
All right, so given the report that we have just seen there, we think that it is safe to say that Huddersfield going into that sporting event with 2 goals advantage handicap and be able to maintain that 2 goal advantage to the end of 90 minutes is a safe way to play this at another 1.17 in that sporting event. The next sporting event we're tracking is the game between Birmingham City and Charlton Athletic, and here's some information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
After the straightforward win over Cambridge earlier in the week, Birmingham should prepare for a tougher challenge from an informed Charlton this weekend. The Addicts stand a stronger chance than numerous teams of ending the Blues' League One unbeaten run at St Andrews, but we believe the visitors will just miss out in the second city.
All right, so given that report that we have there, it is safe to say that the home draw no bet will be the safe way to play this at another 1.23 in that sporting event today. So we expect Birmingham to win, but if they draw, you get to sticks back in that sporting event. Next sporting event is between Bristol Rovers and Bolton Albion, and here's information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
Although Rovers might be higher in the league standings, Bolton has the momentum going into this match. It's hard to overlook how the Brewers have performed well in 2025 and generally on the road in recent months, and the visitors are expected to move closer to survival with 3 points this Saturday.
All right, so given what we've just learned about this sporting event, what's going to happen here, what we expect to see, we think that the away team should be able to score conveniently today, and that's priced at 1.38 in that sporting event, and that's exactly what we're going with in that sporting event. Next is the game between Crawley Town and Wycombe Wanderers, and here's information about that sporting event today.
Wycombe has performed remarkably this season, and we cannot overlook them in this weekend's game. Crawley find themselves in a tough position in the standings, and although they secured a win on Tuesday, We anticipate the guests will claim the 3 points this weekend.
Right. So given that report that we have there, we think that the away win or draw at another 1.23 is a safe way to play this sporting event in that one. Next sporting event is between Leyton Orient and Lincoln City, and here's information about that sporting event for your use today.
Orient appears to be the genuine article this season, and we believe they are well positioned to secure promotion to the championship, even though they are currently just outside the playoff zone. A victory could possibly elevate them into the playoff zone, and we believe they will secure another clean sheet in an easy home win.
Alright, so given that report there, we think that the home win or draw at another 1.23 is the safe way to play this sporting event if you ask us. Next sporting event we're tracking is the game between Reading and Rotherham United, and here's information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
As the visitors struggle once more in their League One journey, despite having a talented roster, we predict Reading will revive their playoff ambitions with a slim home win on Saturday.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we'll be giving Reading 2 goals going into that sporting event handicap advantage, and we expect them to maintain that 2 goals advantage until the end of 90 minutes at another 1.18 in that sporting event. Next is the game between Doncaster Rovers and Grimsby, and here's information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
As both teams have reasons to feel pleased with their recent performances, we anticipate two self-assured teams going head-to-head in Yorkshire this weekend. Nonetheless, considering the number of away matches that Grimsby have lost, we lean towards Doncaster.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, it is safe to say the home win or draw will be the safe way to play this sporting event at another 1.19 in that sporting event. Next is the game between Carlisle United and Colchester United, and here's some information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
Carlisle United have been in decline since the start of the year and may be left behind shortly unless Hughes can figure out how to halt the decline. Regrettably for the Cumbrians, they are set to encounter one of the league's most well-performing teams currently, and we believe they will exit this match without any points.
Given the report that we have there, we think that the away team to win or draw at another 1.33 will be the safe way to play this sporting event today, and that's exactly what we're going with if you ask us. Next sporting events between Cheltenham Town and Barrow, and here's information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
Cheltenham's solid home performance provides them with an advantage, but Barrow's recent success under Andy Wing makes this a close matchup. Nonetheless, the visitors' weak away performance is a worry, and Cheltenham is expected to take advantage to enhance their remarkable streak at Warden Road.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that the away team winning to nil will not be the case. It won't happen, and that's priced at 1.17 in that sporting event. The next sporting event is between Harrogate Town and Swindon, and here's some information about that sporting event for those looking to back it today.
Swindon are clearly the more informed side going into Saturday's match, and anything short of a win would be seen as unsatisfactory. We are supporting the visitors to secure a fairly easy victory by the conclusion of the 90 minutes.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that Swindon Town should be able to score in this sporting event today, and that's priced at another 1.3. 1 in that sporting event. Next is the game between Morecambe FC and Accrington Stanley, and here's information about that sporting event for those looking to hop on that one today.
Both teams have faced difficulties lately, yet the visitors have displayed moments of brilliance this season, highlighted by their recent wins against Colchester United, Grimsby Town, and Crewe Alexandra. With that in mind, the guests are expected to narrowly win this match, and we forecast a score of 2-1 in favor of Doolan's squad.
Alright, so given the stakes, what we just heard or learned from the reports, we think that over 1.5 goals to be scored here at another 1.34 will be the safe way to play this in that sporting event, and that's exactly where we're going if you ask us. Next sporting event is between Tranmere Rovers and MK Dons, and here's information about that sporting event for those looking to hop on this one today.
Tranmere have struggled with inconsistency throughout much of the season because of insufficient scoring ability in attack and a porous defense that has already been penetrated 48 times this term. The home team has conceded 16 goals in their past 7 league matches, and considering that the away side scored an average of 1 goal per game in their last 4 matches, we predict MK Dons will secure a narrow 1-0 victory.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that the away team, going with a 2-goal advantage handicap into that sporting event and maintaining that advantage until the end of 90 minutes at another 1.17 is a safe way to play this one if you ask us. Next sporting event is taking us to Turkey, and that's the game between Gaziantep and Sivasspor. and has information about this Turkish football event today.
Before the tie with Bodrum and the loss to Galatasaray, Gaziantep had secured 9 consecutive victories at the Gaziantep Stadium, 6 of which were in the Super League, and we are confident they will bounce back against a Sivasspor team that is out of form.
All right. So, given what we've just learned about this sporting event today, it is safe to say that the home team should win or draw at another 1.31 in that sporting event. The next sporting event is between Istanbul and Bodrumspor, and has information about this Turkish sporting event today for those looking to back it.
Başakşehir's impressive home performance and higher quality render them dominant favorites against a struggling Bodrumspor team. The visitors' weak away performance indicates another challenging match, while Piatek will be keen to increase his goal count, and we anticipate a composed display from the home team, resulting in a decisive win.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that the home team to win or draw will be the safe way to play this sporting event if you're looking at going, into that at another 1.21 in that sporting event. Next is the game between Besiktas and Trabzonspor, and here's some information about the sporting event today.
Besiktas seeks to exploit Trabzonspor's struggles with counter-attacks, as Solskjaer's strategy, which emphasizes transitions, is expected to create many chances. The visitors must achieve points, but their defensive flaws might be harmful, as the home side's superior attack could allow them to win.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, it is safe to say that the home team should win or draw here at another 1.26, and that's exactly what we're backing in our sporting event today. The last and the final event that we have is the game from Saudi Arabia, and that is the game between Al Ittihad, and Al Wahid and Al Ittihad from Saudi Arabia. And here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
Al Ittihad possesses a wealth of talent throughout the pitch, and with Benzema in excellent form, we find it difficult to believe the home team can contain the league leaders for a full 90 minutes.
Alright, so given what we've just learned about this sporting event, Benzema and his cohorts should be able to win this one conveniently today, and that's priced at another 1.36. It is safe to say that they can do that in that sporting event. So these are the sporting events we have for you today, alongside information about these events and what we consider, safe market options from our angles, what we think, the most possible outcome from the hundreds of options in each sporting event that the bookies offer us. We just pick one, and we've attached that to every sporting event and information that we've brought to you here on the channel. So this is basically our thoughts, our expressions about these selected events today. Please, it's very important to know that football, prediction and sports betting basically comes with a lot of risk factors that we cannot control. So you want to keep that in your mind as you go about, doing what you do today. VAR, red cards, penalties, own goals, fitness issues, injuries, all these play factor, in how these events will pan out today. So it's important to note that. And that being said, it means you have to gamble responsibly and to not stick more than you can afford to let go of. Okay, do not do that. Okay, very important. And don't forget, like we always try to tell you, create multiple sleeps and do not repeat events as you do create multiple sleeps in these sporting selections you're going to be making today. Okay, that just increases your chances of winning significantly. Anything you do otherwise other than that might not give you the results we expect you to get. Okay, very important to note these things. Don't forget to hit the like button to show appreciation to the channel, to the team who go out there to get this information and carve these safe market options for you guys. First time coming across the channel and you've not done that, or you've been here, if you've not done that, hit the subscribe button to become a part of this wonderful, amazing, growing community of savvy sport traders that we are building. Don't forget to hit the notification bells also, so you'll be the first to know when we post something of value on the channel, and you don't miss out on important updates like we always try to say. So till we see you again in the next video, may the odds be in our favor always.